There are moments in an actor's journey where time seems to stand completely still, where years of silent struggle, quiet doubts, and unseen tears suddenly collide with a single breath of overwhelming validation. For Byeon Seok, that exact moment arrived under the blinding white spotlights of the Blue Dragon Film Awards, a stage that has long served as the ultimate sanctuary for cinematic brilliance in South Korea. Standing there as the applause cascaded through the prestigious auditorium, echoing off the high ceilings and reverberating through the hearts of millions watching around the globe, it was impossible not to feel the immense weight of the journey that brought him to this very floor. The air was thick with suspense, the kind of electric anticipation that makes every heartbeat sound like a distant drum roll, yet beneath the glitz, the tailored suits, and the brilliant camera flashes lay a story deeply rooted in patience, resilience, and an unwavering refusal to give up on a dream that once felt impossibly out of reach. To truly understand the emotional magnitude of this night, one has to travel back to the days when Byeon Seok was simply a name lost in the vast sea of hopeful dreamers. Long before the red carpets, the deafening screams of devoted fans, and the critical acclaim, there were countless quiet auditions where doors closed before he could even fully showcase the depth of his soul. In the early years, transitioning from the structured world of high-fashion modeling into the intensely competitive realm of acting felt like walking an endless tightrope over a dark abyss. Every rejection left an invisible scar, a subtle lingering doubt that whispered whether he was truly meant for this craft, or if he was destined to remain just another handsome face in the background of someone else's story. Yet, even in those heavy moments of silence, when the phone remained still and the industry looked right through him, there was a quiet, stubborn flame burning inside him, a deep belief that if he just held on long enough, his truth would eventually find its voice. The turning point did not happen overnight. It was a slow, agonizingly beautiful burn built frame by frame, drama by drama, and emotion by emotion. Viewers began to notice the subtle power in his eyes, the way he could convey heartbreak without uttering a single word, and how he poured every ounce of his real-life vulnerability into characters that mirrored his own inner world. But it was the explosive, unprecedented wave of love for his recent breakout performances that changed everything forever, turning a steady career into a cultural phenomenon that swept across continents. Suddenly, the actor who had spent years waiting for a chance to shine was driving the heartbeat of the entire entertainment industry, pulling audience members into an emotional whirlpool where every smile felt personal and every tear felt painfully real. The world was finally seeing the raw, unfiltered talent that had been waiting patiently in the shadows all along. As the presenter at the 2026 Blue Dragon ceremony slowly opened the envelope, time itself seemed to stretch into an eternal pause, capturing the breath of everyone in the room and the millions staring at their screens across the world. When Byeon Seok's name echoed through the sound system, it felt less like a simple award announcement and more like a collective sigh of relief from an entire fandom that had championed his growth from day one. As he rose from his seat, a visible surge of emotion swept across his face, a mix of pure shock, overwhelming gratitude, and the sudden realization that every late night, every painful rejection, and every doubt had led directly to this beautiful, surreal victory. Walking toward the stage, each step looked heavy with the memories of his past, making the walk to the microphone feel less like a path across a stage and more like a journey across a decade of hard work and quiet determination. Taking hold of the prestigious trophy, his hands trembled slightly, a human and profoundly touching detail that dissolved any distance between the superstar on stage and the fans crying tears of joy in their living rooms. When he looked out into the crowd, seeing the respected veteran actors, directors, and colleagues standing up to applaud him, the emotion finally broke through his composed exterior. His speech was not just a collection of standard thank yous, but a heartfelt love letter to everyone who believed in him when he struggled to believe in himself, a soft-spoken tribute to his family, his dedicated team, and the fans who held up his light during his darkest seasons. The Blue Dragon stage, notorious for honoring only the absolute finest in cinema, had not just given him an award, it had officially crowned his journey, cementing Byeon Seok not as a fleeting trend or a sudden sensation, but as a legendary force in Korean entertainment whose brightest chapters are only just beginning to be written.